Hi, everybody. Radical Gardener. How are you? Well, today I want to talk about what I'm doing to keep myself healthy. People are concerned about, maybe shedding or there's just a lot of different things, I'm not going to, I don't want to go into the details. I don't want my YouTube channel to get taken down again. So let's just say we have concerns about our health. So I stepped things up a bit, and I've been so fortunate moving to Florida because finding healthcare practitioners that aren't in the mainstream world is very difficult here in Palm Coast. I'm sure in other cities that may not be. St. Augustine is probably no problem, but Saratoga, a lot of places probably a little bit more open, or there's more practitioners for the things that I'm interested in. So I have been so fortunate to find the people that I found. So I'm going to get into first what I'm taking, what I've added to my health protocols. I'm going to share that with you. I don't usually take vitamin C, but the combination, some reading I've done, some research, some YouTube videos I've seen, and also talking to my healthcare practitioners, the combination of C60, vitamin C, and vitamin D is just a winner. And I believe it was Cliff High's video or interview he did with Greg Hunter for USA Today, where he talks about how very few people got COVID that had vitamin D, high levels of vitamin D, if any, and nobody died that had high levels of vitamin D. Now, I get my vitamin D from the sun. I live in Florida, and I'm in the sun almost every single day. And since all of this has happened, I've made a concerted effort to be in the sun for pretty long periods of time. I take C60, so I don't worry about burning or radiation or any of that. I'm going to pull my C60 here. And I also take iodine, which is a great, and I'll talk about that too. Here, let me grab this. I take iodine, which is great for protecting the thyroid from any kind of radiation. We have our cosmic ray flux, the weakened magnetosphere. Very important to protect our thyroid and just from any kind of radiation. So this is the C that I take. It's liquid, and I do about a tablespoon a day. And you could probably take a lot more. That's what I feel that I need. But yeah, and I like liquid. I like it, whatever I can get in liquid or tincture or what have you is, I feel like the body can absorb it a lot better or more quickly or more effectively. This is the best J.Crow's iodine. It's the best iodine you can buy. Many people will tell you that. I take a dropper full. I always suggest muscle test, see what it is that your body's telling you. But because I am in the sun a lot, I do take a dropper full of iodine. And there were times in my life where I had a sluggish thyroid. I even, years ago, even had a goiter. So it's not my strongest organ. It's something that I really pay attention to. Of course, I won't go near any other C60 than Bob Greska's C60 because it is truly solvent free. And what I've added is milk thistle. There's a lot coming out now about milk thistle. That's the brand that I take. I take a dropper full. Now I put all of this, the C, I do a tablespoon, but all in the C60 I do by itself. But all these tinctures I'm going to show you in Homeopathics, I just put them all I put them in hot water and I drink it like a tea. I add a little stevia. So that's my tea midday. So milk this thistle. It's great for your liver, but there's some other information coming out now about it. And again, it's a great antiviral. That's what some of these things are really, really good for. Speaking of which, I am now taking pine. It's pine needle, pine pollen tincture, which is great. It's an antiviral. And again, that goes in my hot water. There's another one I saw that looks even better than this. So do your research on what you think might be the best for you. And the other thing that I take, this is from Dr. Snell, and this is a full spectrum mineral. So any of your practitioners could prescribe that for you. It's great. I do two dropperfuls a day. Minerals, man. Minerals are where it's at. Just a couple more things here. Again, this looks like a lot. I just put it in my hot water, drink it like a tea. What I've also added, which we're hearing a lot about too, is the Bach flower remedy, the crab apple. Bach flower remedies have been around for a long time. Again, a great antiviral. And a lot, these all have a lot of other healing properties, but I'm just touching on that. You can always look them up. Because I do take C60 and I take a lot of different things, I always make sure, as you know, I'm a big one, keep the lymph moving, And so, I heard something in my mouth. This is Lymph 2. It's a homeopathic, and it helps to drain my lymph. I pee a lot, but there's no swelling. And this is, again, I think really key because I'm taking the C60. Again, a practitioner would probably have to prescribe that for you. So I just do that midday. It's, easy. Drop in my water, and I drink it. All right, the next thing, I do this once a week. This is, we had Joe on this. This is PRP 53. Again, it's a homeopathic. And this searches out and kills cancer cells. There's a lot to this. Do some research on it. I did a whole video on it. If you want to search for it on my YouTube channel, PRP 53. Very interesting stuff. I just do it on once a week. And I do it on Monday, the beginning of the week. All right. So then in the evening, so that's what I do. Easy. In the cup. Good to go. If things are hard, I won't do them. Okay. So then the other thing that we have here, I do this at night. This is called Vita leaf powder. It's green. It's got every green, Irish moss, everything. You just can't even imagine. There's so much in it. Here. Oh, it doesn't have, I must have had the sheet because I had a list of everything was in it. Is it on the side here? No, I mean, oh, here it is. It's crazy what's in this. Organic barley. Oh gosh, this writing is so tiny. Are you kidding me? Organic kale, organic parsley, organic pomegranate. I know, Larry. Organic something I can't see. Some kind of berry. Oh my gosh. Organic spinach, organic broccoli, organic, how do you say that? Corella? Is that how you say that? Organic acai juice, organic beet, organic goji berry, and organic blueberry. That's crazy. That's what's in here. So I take this and this, which is a powder, Ultra Inflamex Plus 360. And this has a crazy stuff in here. I mean, there's so many healing things in here. So I do a scoop of this and a scoop of that in apple juice at night before I go to bed. Larry, you should see what Larry's doing here. Oh my gosh. So what's in here is there must be 20 different amino acids. D, calcium, iron, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B2, B7, B2, again, really tiny rating. It goes on, phosphorus, selenium, copper, manganese, chromium, chloride. I mean, it's just on and on and on and on and on. So those two I take at night, and then I make another cup of tea, and I do my Calm, which is my magnesium. You can get it anywhere. So this is what I feel compelled to do. Now, that's what I take. Let's talk about who I go and see during the week. After taking care of Joe last year, my whole body was just wrecked. I mean, trying to pick him up, picking up kitty litter boxes, doing all the shopping, the gardening. I was just a wreck. I mean, and I'm still healing from it. You know, my hip is still out. And then I went to a woman and got a Thai, did Thai massage, and she stretched me and tore my groin muscle. And I'm going into 4 months with that, trying to heal that. So it's been it's been a journey. And so I have, again, found some incredible people that have helped me. So let's start with cranial sacral, because I do this every single week. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to read to you what it is. Of course, it closed on me. All right, so what is craniosacral therapy? Craniosacral therapy is a gentle, hands-on approach that releases tensions deep in the body to relieve pain and dysfunction and improve whole body health and performance. It was pioneered and developed by osteopathic body physician John E. Upledger, and the Upledger Institute actually is here in Florida. After years of clinical testing and research at Michigan State University, where he served as professor of biomechanics, using a soft touch, which is generally no greater than 5 grams, about the weight of a nickel, practitioners release restrictions in the soft tissues that surround the central nervous system. Craniosacral therapy is increasingly used as a preventative health measure for its ability to bolster resistance to disease, and it's effective for a wide range of medical problems associated with pain and dysfunction. So a lot of testimonials you can read. How does it work? Few structures have as much influence over the body's ability to function properly as the brain and spinal cord that make up the central nervous system. And the central nervous system is heavily influenced by the craniosacral system, the membranes and the fluid that surround, protect, and nourish the brain and spinal cord. Every day, your body endures stresses and strains that it must work to compensate for. Unfortunately, these changes often cause body tissues to tighten and distort the craniosacral system. These distortions can then cause tension to form around the brain and spinal cord, resulting in restrictions. This can create a barrier to the healthy performance of the central nervous system and potentially every other system it interacts with. Fortunately, such restrictions can be detected and corrected using simple methods of touch with the light touch. The CST practitioner uses his or her hands to evaluate the craniosacral system by gently feeling various locations of the body to test for the ease of motion and rhythm of the cerebrospinal fluid pulsing around the brain and spinal cord. Soft touch techniques are then used to release restrictions in any tissues influencing the craniosacral system. By normalizing the environment around the brain and spinal cord and enhancing the body's ability to self-correct, craniosacral therapy is able to alleviate a wide variety of dysfunctions, from chronic pain and sports injuries to stroke and neurological impairment. I've always said, if I ever have a stroke, whoever is close to me better get me to a craniosacral practitioner, because that's where I want to go. So what conditions does it address? concussion, traumatic brain injury, migraines, headaches, chronic neck and back pain, autism, stress, tension-related disorders, motor coordination impairments, infant and childhood disorders, brain and spinal cord injuries, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, TMJ syndrome, scoliosis, central nervous system disorders, learning disabilities, post-traumatic stress disorder, orthopedic problems, and many other conditions. I've been doing cranial sacral off and on for 5 years, but I am big time into it right now. I do it every single week. And my practitioner, she's like $65. I wouldn't miss that for anything in the world. Now, there's something else that goes on with cranial sacral. And anybody that has had this work done will agree with me that some pretty far out things begin to happen. You start to tap into some memories that seem to be pre-life. Not only you, but your practitioner will. This is very deep work, very deep work. And you feel so insanely relaxed afterwards. I mean, on the days, Mondays is when I go, I don't do anything afterwards. I mean, that's it for me for the day. Look for somebody really good in your area. And I highly recommend it, especially if you can't move a lot. You know, people tell you to do things like do yoga. Every time I go to a yoga class, I get hurt. I'm glad it works for so many people, but the guy I'm training with, and I'll get to that, he was saying, he said, you need to go to some old yoga, old school hippie yoga person who isn't the A-type personality, because I get hurt every single time. And I'm going to tell you, I'm doing something else that is really helping me beside the craniosacral. So let's move on to what that is. This is pretty crazy. So I'm seeing a gal, a chiropractor. I go every week, but she only does an adjustment once a month, and she's doing what's called Neurolink and one other thing, but I'll get to the Neurolink. Okay, so Neurolink is a treatment technique which uses your brain's autonomic nervous system to determine why you are experiencing health symptoms. Doctors can use Neuralink to determine what your brain knows about your complaint, then feed information back so your brain can make the correction. Your brain, not your mind, controls the function of all your body systems, things you don't think about, such as organ function, blinking, breathing. Utilizing this part of your brain through a system of sequential checks, your body can tell us what is not working efficiently to heal itself. With that said, Neuralink is similar to servicing your car. It checks all your body systems to restore them to optimum function, thus the symptoms of pain, ill health can resolve. So what does this mean? Neuralink, as the name implies, is the linking of brain pathways similar to electrical circuits in your home. When the amount of power to a specific circuit exceeds its threshold, a fuse will blow. While power to that particular circuit is lost, the rest of your house is still protected. Similarly, our bodies also have maximum tolerances, and the brain will recognize when these thresholds have been exceeded. Each of us has our own maximum threshold. When our body is functioning within those maximum parameters, we experience good health. When our body functions past those parameters, it means we are physically, pathologically, chemically, or emotionally unbalanced and exceeding our own maximum capacity. This is when our bodies start giving us symptoms of pain or feeling unwell. Okay, so it is basically this whole series. I mean, the people that think this, that discover this stuff and develop it, they are just freaking geniuses. I mean, because this stuff works. So they can write your practitioner the pathways by doing things like tapping. So for example, they do a lot of a lot of testing, like with the body, like, your arm and, putting your arm out and then putting your hand like this. And if they can put your arm down. And I mean, there's this whole thing, put your hand over your bladder. Can you put your arm down? Then they tap on top of here. It sounds like voodoo, but I am going to tell you what, it freaking works. It's crazy how well it works. So these things where I was just really stuck, my hip wouldn't move and all that, I could just feel they would release. Well, then she added something else. Now, I would give anything in the whole world if I could pronounce this properly. So this is called, did they actually put the name here? Just a minute. This is where the cells from when, let's see here. Oh, you guys, it didn't print out. Just a minute. Okay, well, beyond birth, a child's cells may help or harm the mother long after delivery. Microchimerism, something like that. And it's actually on my phone, but I'm recording on my phone. So I will, Larry, what are you doing? Larry, oh my gosh, this dog. Larry, get down. Get down. Stop it. Don't chew on the pillow. Okay, good dog. Oh yeah, nice yelling at me. Okay, so what they found out is, and again, my chiropractor does this. In addition to all the nutrients flowing from mother to fetus, some of the developing child's cells back into the mother's body, new research shows how this fetal, here it is, microchimerism may affect long-term health. Going to spell it. Microchimerism. So what this is a pregnant woman knows she is shaping her child's future from the moment of conception, but she might not realize that the baby is already talking back. Mother and child are engaged in a silent chemical conversation throughout pregnancy, with bits of genetic material and cells passing not only from mother to child, but also from child to mother. Scientists increasingly think that these silent signals from the fetus may influence a mother's risk of cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, and other diseases, even decades after she has given birth, and the other way around. So, a practitioner developed a way of locating where those rogue cells may be. And the problem that I'm having is that keeps locking up on me is my hip, and then is my hip. Okay, it's my hip. So the practitioner does all these series of tests, and she goes, whoop, there they are. And where were these rogue cells from my mother? In my freaking hip. And there's a way to release them. Now, maybe mainstream science will tell you there isn't, but I kind of ignore mainstream because I've never gotten many results from them. But anyway, so through different protocols, they're able to release these cells that, like almost unlock them, find a way for them to become unstuck. That also can be an undeveloped twin, which my twins ran in my family on my mother's side. So my brother had a binary tumor behind one of his eyes, and a binary tumor is an undeveloped twin. So, it wouldn't be far reaching for me to say, well, that could have been just rogue cells, maybe a twin that didn't develop or whatever. But anyways, and my mother was very sickly. So, and the doctors even suggested that she not breastfeed because she had so many, she was just real sick. So again, it's a very easy process to release it. So with all of that, I had to start doing something about the groin. I mean, so now I'm doing 2 sessions with a trainer online. He's an old friend of mine, and he's like really close to my age, so he knows not to push it, and we're gently stretching me. And then I'm walking in the pool every day. So I'm seeing Larry twice a week, and then I'm walking in my pool for 10 minutes every day with the resistance of the water, just trying to stretch that groin muscle. So here's the thing. There's a cure for everything. You know, if you're meant to get well, I mean, you know, sometimes we're not meant to get well. You know, sometimes it's just our time. But never give up. I mean, I've been looking at health since the 60s. And the things I'm finding now and the relief I'm finding now is incredible. It's just incredible. So you never give up. Never give up. You know, once I get this, you know, the hip where I can really walk and, I mean, you know, walk long distance. Like I'd like to be able to walk a mile. That's long distance right now. But once I can do that and really heal the torn groin muscle, I'm good. I feel great. I mean, look at me. I mean, I feel great. So, yeah. So this is, you know, to share information, but also to say, don't give up. Do not give up. There is help. And if you ever want to know anything, reach out to me, because if I don't know, I know people that do. You know, and may I mention that Dr. Snell, oh, it's got my shoes. Oh my God. Oh gosh, this dog. Oh. God. What are you gonna do? He's a puppy. What's in your mouth? What's in your mouth? Oh my goodness. Okay. Puppy hell. What the hell is that? Okay. Anyways, you get my drift. So, you know, get a good homeopathic practitioner, naturopath, cranial sacral practitioner, chiropractor that knows how to do Neurolink. Get yourself going if you need it. Okay, you guys, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours, may your garden always grow. And you know I'm sending you a ton of love. Oh, wish me luck. I think the hurricane's coming through here tomorrow. Okay, see you later. Bye.